Welcome to Couple Crush. In today's video, you are going to learn how to cut the man senator way. In our previous video, you must have learned how to take accurate measurements. So today, you are going to learn how to cut it. So stay tuned. To start with, these are the measurements and the equipment that we need in cutting the man senator wear. So we have the folded drafting paper here. It is folded into two, and both the back and the front part, they are folded, and the bottom part of it, the papers are lined, while on the top part of it, that's the shoulder part of it, there's a difference between the front part and the back part, which is by 4 inches. So in total, I have here for the front 35 inches and for the back 39 inches. Then to continue, we have to make all the lines available, starting from the shoulder line, that's shoulder slanting, the chest line. You also need the waistline and the hemming line. On the folded edge, mark out 3 inches on both the front and the back parts of the paper on the folded edge. Then on the open edge, mark out 2 inches for both the front and the back. Then place the ruler to connect the two markings together. Then that is the shoulder slanting that we have. Then you have to cut it out with a scissor. You cut it out and cut this other side out. Having cut it out, this is what you have. Then you need to make a mark of 1 inch from the front part of the pattern paper. That's 1 inch on the shoulder slope. Then after that, draw a straight line. Then fold this paper up like this, the back part of it. Fold it up to align with the 1 inch line that you have created after the shoulder slope. Make sure that it stays in place. After making it to stay in place, you have to cut off these other parts. Cut off these other parts to reveal the neck part of this front paper. While cutting it out, be careful not to cut it too deep so that it will not affect your work. Now that I've revealed the neck part of this, what we need to do next is to take the measurements for the neck measurement. Then what you need to do, place your tape 3 inches from the center part of the folded edge and place your mark there. Then you need to mark out the same 3 inches down in about 4 inches from the top part of the paper, like this. So having gotten the 4 inches, you need to mark 3 inches this way. Then use your ruler, connect the markings together. Then you come down from this point that you have revealed. Now you can see the front part of your paper here. Then come down to about 3 inches or less, either 3 inches or 2.75 inches. Then connect it straight down to the neck marking this way. This is just to have a guideline. Then after that, come down for about 1.5 or 1 1/4 of an inch. Mine, I've taken 1 1/4. Then I'm placing a mark there. Thereafter, you may use a curve or a free hand if you don't have a curved ruler, or you may use your calibrated curve. But I want to use my free hand for the sake of the people that do not have the equipment that we need. Before coughing it out, this is the most sensitive part of it, so you have to make sure you secure the papers together, either with a pin or anything that you have available, because any mistake that you make in this point will tell on your neckline. Of course, you do not like your neck to be too open, neither will you like it to be too tight, so you need to get the appropriate measurement so as to get the tight fit of it. So using your curved ruler or your free hand or any other curve that you have available, you curve it out this way and curve it out this way. So that's what you have as your neckline. Then after that, you need to ensure that the neckline is appropriate. Like mine is 16 inches, 18 inches, sorry, 16 inches for the round neck. So you need to measure it from the line. And when you are taking your measurements, keep your tape this way. Do not try to keep it this way, because you may not really have the accurate measurement. So you keep it this way while following the line. While following the line this way, take it to the tip of this, and here I have 9 inches, which is too much for me, so I still have to reduce the curve. So after adjusting it, I have now taken this last line because it is close to what I really intended to have. Then the next thing for you to do after getting this line, if you intend to turn it over, you have to add the inches that you need in turning over the neckline. But if you intend to pipe it, you can now allow it to be the way it is. So this one is going to be piping, so I really do not need this extra inches. Then for the neckline, place your tape, for your shoulder line. My shoulder is 18 inches, so you place your tape this way to this point, 18 inches. That's 9, half of it is 9. Then plus half inch seam allowance, so I have it 9.5. Then from this 9.5, after calculating the shoulder slope, I have here, the armhole, the chest divided by 6 plus 1.5. That gave me 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches. 8.5 inches. Then you now place your tape down to 8.5 inches while measuring out these other parts to make sure that it falls at 9.5 inches. So you connect the line. After the shoulder line, I have my 17 inches for the waistline, 25 inches for the hips line. That's 25 inches for the hips line. And then the length of the outfit is 35 inches. Then plus 2 inches hemming allowance. So I'm going to draw the lines. So after drawing out the lines, this is what I have. Then it's time to place my measurements. The chest, this is the chest line. Then the chest there, 42 inches divided by 4 gives me 10.5. So I have to mark out 10.5 here. Then plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then the waist is 40 divided by 4, 10 inches. That's the 10 inches that I have, plus 1 inch seam allowance. Then for the hips, 42 inches divided by 4, 10.5, plus 1 inch seam allowance. So all you need to do is to use either a hip cuff or a straight ruler to connect these lines together, the dots together. So after connecting the lines together, ensure that this point is not too sharp. So you need to be more careful when you are connecting the lines together. And down here, you need to place the same measurements that you have here and draw a straight line down here, this way. Then for the slits, you have to add about 1 inch from here, making it 2 inches from this line. So you add 1 inch to make it 2 inches. Then you draw it out. So that's what you have for the slit. If you like, you can leave it straight. If you don't like, you may decide to slant it in about 0.5 or 0.25 inches. So for the shoulder, then you need to check the half of the shoulder. That's 8.5. Half of it will be 4.25. Then you come in by half an inch. Then make a curve from this point here down to this. Well, if you don't have a curve ruler or an armhole cuff, you can use your free hand. So as I'm going to do it, I'll show you. So after curving it out to this point, you now bring it with a straight line to this point. Notice that this is the front and this is the back. So for the back, you still need to follow this back line and make your curve to join these other points. So like this. So this is what you have. This is for the back and this is for the front. So please, you can make your curve better than mine, and if I need any adjustments, I'll still trim it to give me a perfect curve. Then this is time to cut it out. So to cut it out, this is how we start. We will start from the back, cut out the back part of it this way, following this line, cut it out this way. You follow this line, cut it out to this point. So after cutting it out, this is what I have. Then next is to follow the line and cut out the front. Please lift your paper, the back part this way, and put your scissors. Do not cut them together. Then you follow the line. You follow only the front line. So this is what I have. If there's more trimming that I need, I'll make it. Then while lifting the paper up this way, you now cut out the front part. Do not cut both the front and the back together this second time. It's only when you are cutting the first time you need to cut both the back and the front. But for the front part, you need to cut only the front line. So having finished cutting it, this is what we have. Let me open it up. So this is what we have for the back, and this is what we have for the front. I hope it is not difficult. So after that, fold your fabric, place it this point on fold. This side, you're going to cut it on fold. And here is your grain line. For the front part, you will cut out, unfold one piece of it. Then likewise for the back part, you cut it, one piece of it, still unfold. So let us do it now. So I have my folded fabric here, and I'm going to place my pattern paper. Remember, this is the back part, and I'm cutting it on fold. So this is the folded part of my fabric, and I place the pattern this way. I'm going to trace it out this way, just the way it is, exactly the way it is. Trace it out, following this neckline, while placing it to on the folded part of my fabric. So I'm going to trace out the back part of it and cut it this way. Then I'll do the same thing for the front pattern paper. After cutting this back part, I'm going to place this front part on another folded material. Then I'll cut it out. So after cutting out the back part, this is what I have for the back piece of it. And for the front, this is what I have for the front. You can see I have transferred all my markings to the fabric. So this is what I have for the front. And when you put two of them together, aligning this down part, that's the hem part of it, together, then aligning the front part, that's the folded part, together, the center front, and flipping over this part, this is what you get: the neckline, the shoulder, both the back and the front. I hope you really enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel for more videos ahead. you will see the finished product of this outfit. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much for your support. Bye bye for now.